What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since I've made a Gran Turismo video. Actually, I haven't made any in Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo Sport shut down. I sold my rig for a time, started a new job, moved. A lot of stuff happened, but I'm back. You can see I've got some new stuff here. I've got the Fanatec DDD Pro, I got PS5, Gran Turismo 7, so we're back at it. And what we're in this week is week 2 of the Nations Cup, part of the Gran Turismo World Series. And what we're at today is 20 laps at Fuji Raceway. What you're going to see is we are in the Group 3, or the Group 1 Acura Honda NSX at Fuji. So since we're in Japan driving a Japanese car, I went with the Gundam Wing livery, my favorite anime, so we had to go with that. But surprise qualifying, I usually don't qualify well, but you can see here we qualified third. I kept waiting for it to drop down the list. It was a little later in the day. I did like the 9 o'clock race, so with kids and things going on, I didn't get a chance to do any of the earlier ones. So I think some of the faster racers probably weren't already done for the day. But still, we're B class now. So if you remember before, in Gran Turismo Sport, I never got out of C class. So now we're in B. We're getting faster. We're doing better. So part of the reason I stopped making videos because I felt like I wasn't, fast enough anyway. Who wants to watch like a D-class racer on YouTube? But I figured since I've been thinking about it and getting the itch, if nothing else, just to get the practice and get back into it. So, but here we are. This seemed like a good time with the World Series back onto us. So, we started third at Fuji. We were decently quick. You can see here we're staying with the top 3. Talking about my strategy a little bit. For this race, you had to use both the medium and the soft tires at some point. And my plan going into it was to use the mediums. I usually qualify middle of the pack, towards the back, 7th, anywhere from 7th to 10th or something like that. So I thought we'll go in the mediums. We're going to be in traffic. So just grind away. Hopefully the field spreads out. Then we can put the softs on, have clean air, and just try to do our best laps. Because that's the key when you're doing these long races, like 20 laps, is just to run your race. Try to do your fastest laps. Stay out of trouble. Capitalize on the trouble that other people have. Pick a car that you're solid with. There's been races where, even last week at Spa, I picked the Porsche because I'm really fast in that car, or really, not fast, but consistent. I can hit every turn. As tire wears down, it doesn't really affect me. I know a lot of people drive the Supra when it comes to Group 3, but I mean, I can't do more than 3 or 4 laps without spinning it out, let alone with tire wear. So, 15, 20 lap races, odds are that I'm going to have issues with those. So pick a car that you're solid in, that you can be consistent in, and then just, put yourself in a good position, run your race, take advantage of other people's problems. So that's what we're doing here. Right now, I'm trying to stay connected with this top group of 2, hoping that we can pull away, clean air, run some laps, pull away from the pack, let them beat and bang back there and jostle for position. We'll run away with it. Then when we switched on to the mediums at the end, hopefully we've got enough of a gap that they don't catch us. So right now, I'm not really too concerned. If one of them make a huge mistake, you saw earlier the guy in second kind of spin out. I mean, I'll gladly take the position, but I'm not really looking to really push and try to pass them at this point. I really just want to try to pull away, because if we battle, if we spend a lap or 2 going back and forth, side by side, all that's going to do is let the entire train behind us catch up to us. So I'm content to just run behind these guys and hopefully pull away and see if we can't put some distance before we need to pit. So we're getting ready to start lap 5, and what you're going to see here, I just put in my best time so far to 1:34.2. But what we're going to see up ahead is the first and second guys are going to just kind of mess each other up. I don't know what exactly happened. I think the first guy was worried about the guy in second making a move, so he went wide. He spun out. The second guy slowed down, so I managed to take the second position. And again, so you'll see here, just put myself on the inside, beat him to the apex. He hits me a little bit in the behind, but other than that, that's perfectly fine. So now we're in the second, and really solid lobby. I gotta say, this guy behind us was faster than us, but hopefully, this guy JF, who was running right behind me the entire race so far, hopefully those 2 can kind of battle, and we'll run away now in second. Again, if they want to give me a position, I'll take it, but I'm not going to push it too hard. But really solid race. I can't say enough about this lobby. Afterwards, everyone was like congratulating each other and saying good race. Everyone raced fair. Everyone left each other space. Nobody was, being dirty. You're going to notice at the end of this race, I drive really defensive the last two laps, and sometimes, perfectly legal. But if guys get frustrated, a lot of times they'll just take you out. So, but there wasn't any of that. This was a really solid lobby of good racers. It was nice to be back in an S safety rating. If you know what that is in Gran Turismo, a few weeks ago they had this very track. We ran the Super Formula cars, which are like a Formula One car. It was chaos. It was just constant beating and banging. My safety rating, it was like a DR safety rating killer. I dropped down to C class again. My SR rating was in D. So I've really spent the last few weeks trying to work, and it can be hard because you're in some really rough lobbies with guys that drive dirty, and you got to just keep your nose clean. I'm back in S safety rating now, so I'm driving with guys that are, safe, fair, leave space, just solid, fun racing. This race was awesome. So we're fast forwarding a little bit. This is the end of lap 7. You're going to see that the guy here, I'm fast after whatever that. I'm faster. I don't know what he's trying to say there with his name, but you'll see here he's making a good run on me here, and he's been chipping away at my lead about almost a second the last few laps. So I had about 3 straight laps where this particular corner right here, I could feel like the tires were starting to slip. I probably could have gone another lap, maybe even 2, but I'm going to go for the undercut. So we're lap 7. I was going to go maybe lap 8 or 9 and go ahead and pit, but again, he's right behind us. So my thought process is, let me go ahead and get in instead of battling with him and slowing down anyway. I'm going to go ahead and pit, hopefully undercut, and we'll see how that goes. So you can see here we come out of the pits. We just missed those first 2 guys. We're going to come out here in 9th. But we were the first ones to pit as far as I know. Maybe somewhere deeper down in the list. But, being those front-running guys that were running softs, I'm imagining most of the rest of the field started mediums. So I think we were the first people to pit. So now we're just going to try to work our way up the field. Again, stay out of trouble. I don't want to fight with any of these guys because they're all going to have to pit. So what I want to do is just run my race, stay out of trouble. Again, if I can make a pass, I'll make a pass, but I'm not going to battle with them. Eventually, they're going to have to pit, and I'm going to get the spot anyway. So just try to run my race. You can see here, I'm going to make pretty quick work of this car here, number 8, VF 1C Tiger, who we were running behind us earlier. Just really sketchy. You can see here it leaves me a ton of space. Again, I take it. That's my line anyway. I really didn't go off my racing line there. Maybe he knew I was faster and gave us the position because he didn't want to battle. But so again, I'll take that. Now we're up into 8, and we're just going to keep running and hope that by the time everyone cycles through pit stops, we're right back where we were before. Fast forward, lap 9 now, you're going to see that people are starting to take their pits. Again, so I went pretty early. If I can go back, I might try to just do another lap on the softs, but I'll take it. But you'll see here, we got 1 position, now we're up into 7th. And just about every lap now, someone else is going to pit. We're just going to keep jumping up. So interesting moment here, testing my undercut theory, didn't really work. You'll see the guy in second, Max at NPM, who was in 3rd behind us earlier, or maybe it was 2nd. He was in that top group, just pitted. So we're really going to test and see if our undercut theory works. We do get 2 of the spots back of those guys, JF and Butt Nugget. That's really good. We're going to get those spots back, but you'll notice the Max at NPM Racing did get out in front of us. So the undercut wasn't entirely successful, but now we're in 4th. The guys up in 1st and 2nd have not pitted yet, so we'll see what happens when they pit. But right now we're pretty much in 4th, and we're just going to ride here for a bit. We got a decent Tiger guy is right behind us still. He's pretty much he's gonna stay about that position over the next few laps. A few corners he might gain on me, but then I kind of get back. So we're just gonna run like that for a while and wait for these pit stops to cycle out. All right, so lap 13, the leader is gonna pit now. I think we do get this position. I don't think he gets out in front of us. Maybe he does, but he just went into the pits. No gas. That's the no need to take gas in this race, just tires. So that means that the pit stops are much quicker, so you don't gain as much time or lose as much time when others pit. But you'll see we just miss him. You can see off in the distance up there. He's just now going into the first turn. So, obviously we'll gain some time on him. But again, the undercut didn't quite work. We didn't get that position either. But let's just keep running. Again, maybe these guys start having some issues and we put ourselves in a position to capitalize on it. So kind of what I'm talking about, you're going to see a yellow flag pop up real quick here. The guy in front of us, I'm faster, just loses it a little bit there in the turn. And we're not going to get the pass, but if that happens, we're just chipping away at it. We're just going to keep pushing hard, running our race, kind of let the chips fall where they may, and just keep gaining on them. So we're going to keep pushing it. Interesting moment here. You'll see Skydriver. That name's going to come in handy later, or come into play here in a few laps. He takes his pit now, so now we're up in the podium. So I've never finished in the podium in a World Series race. The best I finished is fourth, and that was in an exhibition series. So in the actual like World Series Nations Cup, I've never finished that high, never had a podium. So I would really much like to. So we're gonna run it here. We don't have a huge gap back. You can see here, Skydriver coming out. We did beat him, but it's not too much. And so we got 5 laps to hold on this position. He's on better tires. I think we're both on mediums, but mine are almost 6 or 7 laps older at this point. So we're just gonna, try to keep him at bay, hold on for 5 laps. I'm not really driving defensively yet, but if he gets closer, I'll have to start kind of driving defensively. So here's the moment of the race, start of lap 19. Let's go ahead and watch it from Skydriver. So what you're going to see here, I'm driving defensively now. I'm trying to force him to the outside, but I'm driving in the middle. He goes in. I leave it open because I see what he's going for. He overcooks it, and I make the nice cutback and keep that position. So I could kind of see on my radar that he was lining up that way, so I didn't go for the apex because I didn't want him to hit me. So just let him overcook it. Hopefully he was going to outbrake himself or make it stick, and that props to him. But he goes too deep. I cut it back, keep that position, and we run like this for the next, coming up here on the start of the final lap. So here we go. Let's ride along for the final lap here. Going into the first turn, I keep my car square in the middle, driving defensively, cut to the inside, make him, if he's going to pass me, he's going to have to do it around the outside. You'll see here, I was a little bit faster in this section than him. The last lap, I did kind of have a little mishap there, but cut it in. Try not to be too conservative. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be looking at my rear view mirror and mess up. But again, just keeping my car in the middle and then putting it to the inside. If I'm going to make him try to pass me on the outside, go to the middle, cut to the inside. He tries to go around the outside. There's no space there. So again, just trying to keep him at bay for one more lap. And props to him. I can't thank him enough. Again, a lot of times, guys at that point they get frustrated and they just dive into the next turn and take you out. So it's really nice being able to drive with guys that are like that. But so here we go. And interesting what's going to happen here. Again, I'm probably driving a little bit too much in my rear view mirror. He's all over the back of me, and I'm going to go in just a little too deep here. And I always struggle with this turn where my tires would go. So I go in a little deep. I leave the inside open. He's going to take it, makes it stick. But then I'm going to have the inside for the final turn. He gets a little bit of a better run, though, and we're just going to run to the line like this. And for the time being, he's going to be in third, but watch what happens here. Interestingly enough, we know that he pitted, but there is a rule here in Gran Turismo that you have to run both the medium and the soft tire. So you'll see there I just jumped up into third because he got a 1-minute penalty. The only thing I can think of is he either ran soft softs or medium mediums and didn't switch to the right tire. I don't really know. I didn't really ask him after the race, but so if you don't run both tires, the medium and the soft, you get a 1-minute penalty. So he definitely pitted, whether he didn't take tires or took the same one that he had before, whatever it was. But regardless, we got the third, we got the podium. So the first podium position in a Gran Turismo World Series race for us. I was super excited. I was bummed when I beat him, but fair play to him. I went too deep in the last turn. He got it, beat me in the drag race, whatever. And then when I jumped into third, I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I'll take it. Third place, week 2. We'll see I haven't looked at what's going to be on next week, but if it's good, maybe I'll make another video. If it's bad, maybe not. I don't know. But thank you for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it. Please like this video if you found it interesting. I want to start making some more now that I feel like I'm getting quicker. I've got my rig and everything going good, so hopefully I can start making some more videos. But thank you for watching, and tune in next time.